we're talking a little more, and it's just like not making sense. So I looked at him. I'm like, "Are you John?" And he's like, "No, I'm Joe."
No, it's too late now. A ball rolling.
Welcome back, Motivation Nation. This your host, there, Gordon. We won't waste any time. This is a hinge date that went horribly wrong. Let's see what this lady's talking about.
I'm like scurrying over to this place. Guys, I literally couldn't make this up if I fucking tried. Okay, so I downloaded Hinge about a week ago. My first time on it. Well, actually, maybe like 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, I have to do this. I have to put myself out there. Like, just learn how to date, Kaylee, Whatever. So this week I've been super busy, and there's this one guy that's been wanting to go out on a date, and I was just like, listen, I can wing it Thursday night, text me, and if I'm in the mood, like, we can go grab a drink because he's local to me. So I'm like, not a big deal, right? So it was a beautiful day, so I was like, fuck it, I'll go on this date with this guy. So he picks this like local.
Let me just stop that real quick. Is it that hard to meet people in person these days? That's just a question I'm asking. Y'all let me know. Is it that hard to meet people in person? Because I see so many people that join apps to find people. Just let me know. That's just something I'm thinking about. But go ahead. Let me let her finish. Go ahead.
Place, and I was like, perfect, I'll meet you there 7:15. The parking is absolutely atrocious. So I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to find parking. I'm going to be late. I'm about 15 minutes late, which I feel horrible about. I'm like scurrying over to this place, and he tells me he's there. If you walk through, you go straight to the left. I said, oh, are you in the glass room or the dining room? He's like, the dining room. So I'm like, okay, great. I know exactly, because I'm familiar with this restaurant. No big deal. So as I walk in, I noticed that they changed the layout to the restaurant. So the hostess is like, oh, are you part of the big party? And I was like, oh, no. Like, I am meeting a guy here. And he's like, oh, he's waiting for you right over there. And I was like, oh, perfect. Thank you. So he like showed me the way. So this guy stands up, and he looks pretty similar to the photos. Now, mind you, it's Hinge. This guy's a little older than me. He was 36. So I'm also like, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. He probably posts a little bit younger photos of himself. This guy was like over 6 feet tall, had brown hair, but this guy had a beard. But again, men grow beards, so like whatever. I'm not going to judge it on this photo. So he stands up, he says hello, he gives me a hug, a little like kiss on the cheek. I sit down. I said, thank you so much for being patient with me. Parking is atrocious. He's like, oh my God, parking here absolutely sucks. He's like, luckily I get to walk. I'm like, yeah, right. You live so close to here, because we texted like a little bit, that minuscule amounts. Like, I don't know much about him, but I do know that he lives close to this restaurant. And he's like, yeah.
And see, this is why it's dangerous to meet somebody on an app and you're not really 100% sure what they look like, and you haven't had a conversation with him, so you don't even know what his voice sounds like. You've only texted a minuscule amount of times from what you just said, so you don't have a clue as to who you're sitting down with for sure. Because I can see right now that's where this story is going. This probably ain't the right guy. But because you don't know him, you haven't talked to him, you haven't had any conversation with him, you haven't actually seen him, you never met him in person. Let me let her go on. This is the stuff that I say I don't understand. Like, with when you meet someone on an app, why you don't immediately want to talk to them so you can hear their voice and get to know them immediately. But anyway, let me let her continue.
I live right by, and he names this place. And I said, oh, I thought you lived on XY Street. And he's like, oh, no. I looked at apartments there, but I ended up not picking that place. I ended up picking the place next to this place. Whatever. I'm not going to give the details because I don't want you to know where exactly I live. And I was like, oh. So in my head, I'm clocking like, weirdo, because that's not what you said on text. Liar. And so he's talking a little bit. I'm talking a little bit. He compliments my necklace. He says like, oh, like you're really pretty, whatever. I'm like, thank you. He's like, what do you want? Ooh. He's like, what do you want to drink? Are we kidding? 1 second. He's like, what do you want to drink? I say what I want. And then I was like, oh, by the way, like you said we were in the dining area. This is technically considered like the glass room, and because it has all the windows. And he's like, oh my gosh. Again, I was like being like a little bit of a ball buster. Like I wasn't being serious. And he was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like we could totally move to the dining room if you want. And I was like, no. Don't be silly. I'm just saying I was confused when I walked in, because then the hostess brought me here. And again, like I already knew he kind of lied about his address. So I was like a little like, what's going on here, So we're talking a little more, and it's just like not making sense. So I looked at him, I'm like, are you John? And he's like, no, I'm Joe. And he's like, are you Leah? And I was like, no, I'm Kaylee. And he's like, I start fucking cackling. I'm like, are you on a blind date right now? He's like, well, I'm meeting this girl that I met off of Bumble who's like a short brunette. And I was like, oh my God, I'm meeting a guy off of Hinge that's a tall brunette. And we start laughing so much. And then there's these girls next to us. It was like a girl group of like 4. And they're obviously listening because I'm so fucking loud. And now we're all cackling. And he's like, okay, well.
Okay, I'm not 100% sure that this story is real. This doesn't even make sense. So you're confused as to the guy that you're coming to see, and he's confused as to the woman that he's coming to see, to a point that you guys are now having a conversation as if you both have met on the same app, and in fact you have met dates on 2 different apps. But the details of where of his location where he lives is close in proximity to this other guy. I don't know if this story makes any sense. This doesn't make no sense. But let's just take it for what it is. Let's just say it does make sense. Let's just say that this really did happen. This is why meeting people on apps and not talking to them is a problem. This is a problem. If this is in fact real, this is a problem. But let me let her finish so we can give our closing remarks.
Date's about to get here, like, you gotta get up, like, this is not gonna look good. And I was like, well, my date is waiting fucking 25, 30 minutes for me, and I'm on a fucking other date. Like, I'm literally dating you right now. We ordered a drink. So we had to, like, tell the waitress, like, oh, no, like, just cancel that, whatever. So I was like, well, if it doesn't work out with Leah, I'll be in the dining room. If it doesn't work out with John, you know where to find me. So I go over to the dining room, and I'm like, I don't know what this fucking guy looks like. Oh, my God. This guy stands up. So I go over, and I'm like, oh, my God, you're not gonna believe it. Let me just say, the guy that I went on a date with is definitely not my guy. Nice guy, not my guy. And then all of a sudden, one of the girls from the table next to us brought me my sunglasses. She's like, you left it at the table. And I was like, oh my God. But I swear on my life, like, only this shit fucking happens to me. So I went on 2 dates tonight. One of them was from Bumble, even though I'm not on that app. And then one was from Hinge, and I'll probably never see him again, but it's totally fine. I'm just glad I'm putting myself out there, and I have stories to share. Guys?
Yeah, I don't know. Because this guy, you told him that you were coming in. So he would be anticipating you and looking for you at the door. You go sit down at another table with another guy. This guy doesn't bother to text you and be like, hey, where you at? I don't see you. I thought you were coming in. What's going on? I saw a young lady that looked like you, or whatever the case is. So you've sat down at this table and had a whole conversation with this other guy, and this guy didn't bother to text you. He didn't bother to call you or anything. And as far as that goes, it also, when you were walking in, you didn't bother to call the guy to say, hey, I'm running late. I know you said you communicated with him through text message. I missed that part. Obviously, you didn't talk to him on the phone, but so you communicated with him and told him the parking is terrible. I would figure you would have called him at a bare minimum, right? And say, hey, I'm walking in. Where are you sitting? So now you go sit at another table. I don't know. It all just is weird to me. But the moral of the story is this, ladies and gentlemen. I get it. Dating is different in this timeline that we're in. Because like I tell you in every video, I'm from a different timeline, and I'm trying to get adjusted here. I'm like Marty McFly. I'm stuck in the wrong timeline. And I get it. So people don't necessarily meet out in public anymore. They don't meet face to face. They utilize apps in order to meet people, which fine. That's fine. That's totally acceptable in today's society. But again, my problem is when you meet these people on the apps, why are you not having conversations with these people? I don't get it. We're in a day and age where so much nefarious activity happens, especially with apps and people that you don't know. How do you even feel comfortable meeting someone out in public that you have never spoken to in an intimate dating type scenario? You spent the time to get yourself dressed up and get ready for a date for somebody that you ain't never had a conversation with on the telephone. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. Like I don't get that. That does not make sense to me. It doesn't seem safe and it doesn't seem logical. And if in fact this story is real, that's how this type of stuff does happen. You don't even know who you're going out with. You don't even know who to tell your people to come looking for if something happens. You don't know this guy. All you know is I met him on the app, and then some of these stories I hear, they don't even have the people's phone number. Some of the times they just talk back and forth through the app. And I guess they exchange phone numbers after the first date if that goes well, which is completely backwards. You should be talking to this person at least 3 to 5 times before you even go out on the first date with them if you ain't met them in person. It's one thing if you met somebody in person, you had a conversation with them, you exchange phone numbers, boom, boom, boom. Hey, listen, it's Monday. Let's try to go out on Friday. And then from that Monday that you already met them, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you guys are talking, getting to know each other to see if this date even needs to happen and what type of things that you guys are going to do on the date, because you're going to figure out what she likes, what you like, and then you're going to set a date that's compatible for both of you. But you've had a multitude of conversations. You guys have laughed. You guys have gotten to know each other, and you guys already have some baseline on, you know what, this is somebody I'm willing to get to know. Of course, we don't know if you're going to work from that, but you know at the bare minimum if this is somebody that you even really want to get to know, or anybody that you really want to take the time out on your Friday, Saturday, or Sunday to spend time with in any capacity. But anyway, man, look, I don't know. It just it's this is new to me. But y'all let me know what you think about this story. Jump down in the comments. Let me know, what would you have done in this scenario if it were you? Would you have gone about it the same way that she did? I just want to hear from you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for liking, sharing, subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. If you made it this far, hit that hype button. It helps the channel. While this channel is growing, it's because of you. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thanks. That's it for this video. See you guys on the next one. I'm out.